Welcome to the Ops. It's your girl, Spicy K.
And it's your girl TK. How y'all doing?
Yes, with the Ops, we're telling it all. We're on episode 36. Sorry we
Yeah.
couldn't be here last week, but hey, it is what it is. But we are here tonight.
For your pleasure.
So for episode 36, we always have who you telling on. So TK, who are you telling on this week?
I'm telling on myself this week, Spicy K. Got to get it out there. Getting older now, so I have to make sure I take care of my health as we all do at this big age when we get over the 40. And I'm telling on myself because I let myself slide, trying to get some things done, make business happen, make some moves and stuff like that, ignoring my health, which is one of the reasons why we weren't able to be here last week. I was hospitalized, had a pretty bad infection from a boil that I got that I pretty much ignored. And that's not good. So if you get one of those, a rising, whatever you call them if you country, if you get one of those, make sure you go to the hospital, get that infection taken care of because they can leak into your blood. And it can almost kill you like it did me. So it affected my kidneys, spiked my blood sugar to levels astronomically to where I could barely function. And, it almost took me off this earth. So I'm telling on myself because I now intend to pay more attention to myself, the warning signs, anything that's bothering me at this big age, I'm going to get it checked out. So I want everyone, I'm advocating for that for everyone because we get going through life, doing this, doing that, making money, making things happen, paying bills, whatever we got to do, taking care of kids. But we got to take care of ourselves first, or
Yes,
else
you do.
there's nothing that you can do for nobody else without you being healthy. So I just want to make sure that everybody understands that. So I'm telling on myself, I'm keeping mindful. I'm being mindful of my blood sugars. I'm being mindful of my kidney function. I'm being mindful of just everything that's happening to me right now. Making sure I do the best for myself. So I'm telling on myself. I'm patting myself on the back for making those corrections and changes. But I'm definitely chastising myself for putting myself in that situation. So people, we need you out here watching the ops, and I need to be here for the ops. So we got to take care of ourselves, okay? All right. Who you telling on, Spice? Okay.
So I am telling on people in general. So what I mean by that is that a lot of times in a lot of situations you have people that how should I say it? You have people that allow other people to do evil or do bad to other people, and what you and lie on people, and what you don't realize is that when they're doing that, that means that they can also do that to you. So I need people to realize that if you condone people lying on other people or being evil to other people and you don't say anything, more than likely you probably waiting for your turn to happen with that same person. So that's who
Right.
I'm telling on this week. I'm telling on the people that allow things like that to happen because it should, especially not to good people. So
So what you supposed to
that's
do
who
when
I'm.
somebody do that in front of you? You're supposed to cease, desist, and back up. Say, hey,
No, but if
not
you,
today.
I'm not saying you have to do all that, but I'm just saying you need to be able to hold people accountable. Definitely
And
hold
then
people accountable.
so be prepared to for arguments to start because people
Hey,
do not want to be accountable for the
exactly.
things that they do. I just want to tell you that, and it's sad to say, but it's so much true that people think that what they do is right regardless of what they do, and
Exactly.
that's crazy. I mean, I've been victim of that myself. We can just say that sometimes I've been right, wrong, and I'm not gonna say that, but hey, it is what it is, and that's not so much as holding yourself accountable, but people, like I said, when they have their ways and the behaviors, and you call them on it, it's like people go, no, you didn't, and you, yes, I did. That's what you do. Yes, I did. I told you about yourself, but it makes them. They can't say they didn't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes people don't know how they really. Some people don't know that they're assholes.
No, I think people do. I think people always know what they're doing for the most part.
Yeah, but I
The
mean,
intent may not. The intent may not be
right.
that. but they still know. So I'm just saying, like, if you are in a position of any kind of influence
Mm-hmm.
and you allow people around you to lie and spread things and do just pure evil to people, they will do that to you too.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming back around. Yeah, you're right.
So just be cautious. Just because it's not happening to you right now doesn't mean that it won't happen to you later. So just be careful of those people. Be careful of who you're around and what you allow them to do. Hold your people accountable. Friends,
That's
family,
right.
whoever it is, hold them accountable. Hold
Significant
yourself accountable.
others.
Hold yourself accountable
Definitely
for
your
what you're
significant
doing.
others.
Yeah.
Because we allow for those significant others, those that we love significantly, to to make things seem like what they're something that they're not. And so we got to keep eyes open on all
Yeah.
like all around. You know what I mean?
Yep. Know exactly what you mean.
All
So
right.
yeah. So that's who I'm telling on this week.
Hey.
Um so the first story we have is cool when they do it. It's a problem when we do it. And
Mm-hmm.
the issue that we're talking about today, it may seem a little late because it was supposed to be last week, but
It
hey, it
was.
is what
It
it is.
was.
It
I
is
was
what it is.
dying. I couldn't
No,
speak.
oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Why are you saying this?
Well, I felt like
Now
it, but
people now people
but
are
I
gonna think
wasn't.
we
But I wasn't. I literally wanted to get on. Everything was lining up for me to get on from the hospital last week, and I wasn't able because of connection issues. Huntsville Hospital esque would not want me to be great. So it is what it is. But I try for y'all because I'm here for my people. But I
and your people are happy that you are okay. A lot of people reached
appreciate
out
y'all.
to me and was like, I hope she's fine. Like, is she still in the hospital? So, yeah.
Yeah, got out yesterday. We ready to go.
So, this story is about Dez Bryant. Dez Bryant basically um, goes off on ESPN, Malika Andrews, over how she reported Josh Giddey incident about being involved with a underage. And I guess I should say trigger alert, trigger warning.
Trigger warning. Yeah,
Yeah, being involved with the underage
minor, just minor.
minor. Yeah. Underage girl. I guess I should say that underage girl. So basically, he was saying that it seems like the coverage that she had for him, and the statements that she made were kind of mute, as opposed to the statements that she had made on draft day about Brandon Miller. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
he was not even charged or anything like that with the basically with the shooting death of 23-year-old Jama Harris. I guess that's how you pronounce it. Jame, Jama,
Jama.
Jame, Jamea.
Jama.
Jama, okay, Harris or whatever. So this is obviously Brandon Miller played for the University of Alabama. Um, and there was a shooting incident and things of that nature. So how do you
Oh
feel
yeah.
about?
So you're talking about the guy that he was eventually let go of any charges, right? As far
Yeah,
as
he
that
was
goes.
he was
That's
not
the same.
charged.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was not charged.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, but
She
he
just
was
kept
he was
calling him a
arrested.
she kept calling him a
Corroborator. Yeah.
cooperating witness. So yeah, so how do you feel about that? But yeah, he was not charged with a crime. Brandon Miller was not charged with a crime. So
I
just want to
will. What I
state that
will
out there.
say. What I will say is that she has issues. I love her. Malika Andrews is a beautiful, beautiful lady. Let's just put that out there. But she does, I believe, have issues with some of our men. Now that's just what I
Mm,
believe. Now I don't know. She's had it in the past where she doesn't. I don't know if she's trying to further her career or make herself look in higher standings with others that may be above her, and because she's got it. She's on a slippery slope. She's a black woman in sports, so she's not
yeah.
really doesn't really have a steady, you know, ground level playing field. You know what I mean? So we have to look at that. But yeah, she laid off of it because I'm pretty sure other people are laying off it as well. Nobody's really discussing it. When the Alabama young man, when he was in the news, it was all over ESPN and everywhere,
Yeah.
and it was, but that's not her doing. You know what I mean?
Correct.
That's her. That's probably coming from higher up. So he can definitely say what he says. But I can't think of the girl's name now. But the ESPN. What's her name? That's very outspoken about black issues and stuff like that. You see how her career is going sideways. You know what I'm saying? I
Oh,
can't.
you talking about Jamil?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
But she speaks out on stuff that is unfair in the league and other refinements as far as the sports world goes, and she gets it. So
Yeah.
I don't blame Malika for taking it easy on certain topics. I wouldn't say that's a personal thing. I would say that that's a professional thing and something that she has to look at, and she's going to take that type of criticism from us because it seems as if she's got some kind of prejudicial issue. But I'm going to say, since there's instances in the past where she's done the same, so not the same, but similar. Like you don't us, especially because there's several women now, but there's only a few black women. You feel me?
Yeah.
That's in the sports world. So you
It's
kind of got to
also
be
not that many
careful.
women in general.
Right. It's not that
Yeah.
many, but it's more than it was. There was
Yeah.
zero. Now it's a lot. And a lot more than it was as far as average goes. So, but I feel her, and personally, she may feel differently. Even though I think she's with a European American, she may. I don't think she has any personal issues against people. I mean, she's a little. I think she's
Well, I
not
know.
one.
Yeah. Apparently, Dez Bryant said, I know you're one of those or whatever, and I don't.
Well, I mean, you gotta think about this. Like I said again, if you've seen her, you know that she's very, very attractive, and I'm sure these Dez Bryant types that think they got all the what's the new word Riz entered into the Oxford Dictionary, they got that Riz, and so they got they feel some type of way about her, and I'm sure who she's engaged and seeing and stuff like that. So I'm not gonna say that these things that he said aren't 100% biased. I say they're more like 70% biased towards her as a person than her as her reporting the story this way. And that's just my opinion, okay? Because I know Dez Bryant's personality, and I love it. I love it to death. But yeah, he's definitely a character.
So I watched the Twitter, I guess feed or whatever that was in this article, and she literally reported the same. Like she still reported on both people. Like that's her job. I think a lot of times also people get people jobs confused. Like
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of times people are wanting people to be more vocal. And like I said earlier, like if somebody's doing something wrong, things like that, of course, definitely. But at the same time, like it seems to me like there was no, to me, it didn't seem like it was no different in her reporting. And a lot of other people felt like it wasn't any difference in her reporting. Obviously, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I don't know. It's just because, well, it's probably just because I'm from Alabama. So there's a whole bunch of, like, there's a whole bunch of feed of Alabama things and all that stuff. So when you hear the news and I remember the situation about the shooting that occurred. I heard a lot about that. I don't know who this Josh person is. I'm just gonna be honest. I don't
He
know
plays
him.
for the Oklahoma City Thunder, and he is the truth as a little white boy. Let me tell you now. I'm about my people, but he is the truth on the court. And I think that he got himself caught up in some stuff that that he didn't. A lot of those young men feel like they can't get caught up in. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, and it's really. I think it's also a matter of the information available because this is turning into like the case with the shooting in Alabama.
Like it's
It
gonna be more
was
public because somebody died and all this stuff, and it's
right.
adults and all that stuff. But yeah, when it comes to issues of abuse, like it's kind of a hush hush situation because for privacy purposes, the fact that it's a minor, is a lot of things that's going to be involved that makes that situation probably. But I'm just saying, I didn't know who he is, and I still don't know who he is. And you telling me he played for the Oklahoma Thunder makes me not still know who he is
at all. At all.
But I'm also not a sports person. That's what I'm saying. I'm also not a sports person. But there's a lot of times that stories, even if you're not a sports person, that gets translated to like mainstream media and stuff
issues,
like that.
Yeah, issues.
And yeah. I just like I said, I don't know him, but I also know that it's probably a lot of people that I don't know. I know it's a lot of people that I don't know that be playing for these sports, and I'll be like, okay.
but the thing about this is that excuse me. The issue is the I guess the level of coverage that it got, the attention level, but it's not the same type of issue, and the fact that this man was also he's I think he's only like 21 himself, or something
Josh,
like that, or 25, maybe 23.
Oh my, that's a difference, man.
Because I mean, he's not. It's not that long ago. Like he's not that far from. I think the girls now is like 19, right? Because what I was, but anyway, the issue is Brandon was supposedly involved in a murder situation, and this guy is involved in, and there was a lot of information available about that situation. There's not a lot of there's an ongoing investigation now about what could have possibly happened. Now this girl done got Gloria Allred to represent her, so we already know it's going to be some BS.
He's 21.
Gloria,
he just turned 21 in October.
Right. Okay. So yeah. So see, that's what I'm saying. So are they making an issue out of what? Like, I mean, come on now. If he had a relationship with somebody that's 19 this year, what? I mean, people got to look at what they talking about for real too. But yeah, I think if there is a crime that was committed, then yeah, he should get the same smoke and attention that anybody else would get. But that first has to be determined and figured out what the heck going on here. That has to be figured out first and foremost. But I feel him. But I think Dez Bryant holding a little angst. I'm just gonna call it angst in his spirit about Miss Malika, because you have to imagine.
I also question, like, if she's not the only reporter, so like, are you being just as critical to like the other people, like whether or not it's a white man, black man, white woman, like, are you being overly critical to them like you are to her, or is it just her? Because sometimes, unfortunately, black women take the brunt of, issues like that, which, again, if she's doing her job and reporting it, and like I said, based on what I saw from the Twitter clips, she was reporting both incidents. So it wasn't like she only reported one and didn't report the other. So
right, it's like she shied away from old boy, but just all in on Brandon. Now she didn't do that, and she wouldn't. Like I do feel that she has some integrity. I do feel that, like I said, she's on a slippery slope that she has to watch and cover her ass at all times, which is it's not right. But in that particular world, I mean, I'm just gonna say in the sports world and the music industry, women have got to watch themselves. So you have to do what you're asked, and then when the time is right, you get on there like Jamil. Because Jamil will tell you about yourselves and don't care what happens. But I'm pretty sure she did her time as to where she watched what she said as well. I mean, unfortunately, that's the world we live in. Freedom of speech is only free if you are building.
No, you're not. You're not free of consequences. That's the issue.
You're not free. You're free. That's what I'm saying. You're free of speech, but you're not free of consequences. And those that have any power above you feel like, hey, I didn't like that you said that. You're out of here. Yeah. And that, I mean, it's not right, but it's okay. Shout out Whitney. R.I.P. Whitney. I love you. But it's just that's just we deal with it, and until we force someone's hand, which I don't know how. To be honest with you, I don't have a plan for that to be able to happen. We're just not there yet,
Yeah.
And it's crazy. I hate that, but what can you do? So more power to Malika. I love you. We just More power to Malika, and her, getting through this. And no matter what Dez Bryant goofy tail say, you know what I'm saying, he's just a goofball. That's all I'm gonna say. And if you listening, Dez, which you might be, no. If you listening, Dez, I'm sorry, bro, but you already know what this about, and I feel like that's what it is. So you can challenge me, hit me in the DM, and say, hey, that ain't true. Hit me in the DM. Let's see what's good. Hey, I ain't scared. I don't run from the smoke. These celebrities ain't nothing but high paid people, and that's it. They still people. Let's go. Let's talk. We can talk about it. But you ain't gonna fight me.
So since we're already talking about sports, let's talk about what everybody and their mama has been talking about. If you are a college football fan, you know exactly what's the right decision for Alabama to get in.
Yeah.
And be number 4.
I mean, if anybody, like everybody is saying, and this is everybody, if you got beef with the college football playoff, you need to have beef with Texas, not Alabama. Now, Texas did beat us. Now, that's something we're going to say. Texas did beat us in the early weeks. But we beat the number 1 team in the world that ain't been beat in 29 games. So, I'm sorry. Tejas, y'all ain't the ones. So, Florida State, the reason why I think Florida State didn't get in is because they don't think it's going to be much of a challenge versus Washington with their starting quarterback out. And that's just the bottom line. I mean, because seriously, they scraped through the end of the season with the backup, but when you're talking about playoffs, you're looking for a game.
Yeah, you don't want a blowout. Nobody wants to watch a blowout. Somebody wants to watch someone wants to be able to watch a game and like it be a tight game, like your heart racing, pounding, all that stuff. Like they don't want it to be like a cakewalk. They just don't want that to happen. Also,
especially in the playoffs.
Also, I paid attention and I looked at I go to ESPN and I look at the ranks at the time that obviously they're playing. And Florida State has played less ranked teams.
Yes.
Than Alabama.
And there's five people on the committee from the ACC, which is the conference that Florida State is in. So they if anybody had a chance to make it based on bias, it would have been Florida State. Do you feel me? You see what
exactly, because one of the guys, because I saw a post or whatever on Facebook, and somebody was like, what does these people know about football? These people probably never played football. And I was like, I'm almost positive it was full of reporters, coaches, and former players. So and then one of the I don't ask me the name because I ain't gonna know him, but one of the guys, like his father, I think he's a coach. And one of the guys, his father was the chairman or commissioner for the ACC, a former commissioner for ACC. So I'm like, that's what Florida State, that's their conference. So
if they don't think they should be there, then what's the problem? like it's all about, it's strength of schedule. It's who they played. It's how they struggled. Texas struggled with like South Florida or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Any team that we struggled with was ranked in the top 10. You see what I'm saying? Any team, and that's the only team that except for that one game. Auburn is still is
they are not top 10. Let's not play no games. Let's not.
They've never been top 10. Anyway, but Auburn was a different type of game. Now you got somebody that's playing with a chip on their shoulder. The Iron Bowl is really the only important game to me. So I mean, that's the one. So everybody on the Auburn side, we were at their stadium. Like this wouldn't have been a struggle had it been at Bryant-Denny. Did you feel me? It would. There would have been no question of nothing if it had been at Bryant-Denny. Home field advantage is a real thing. Okay, so as far as that goes, but we struggled with Auburn. But I'm telling you what, that miracle, it's always on our side. That is crazy. Like that literally beat Tua to Smitty for the 4th and 26 for the national championship. Do you feel me? This was 4th and 31. 4th and 30. Do you know how many yards you have to get a first down normally?
10.
Exactly, and we were 4th. The last attempt, the last attempt, 4th and 31 yards to go, and that boy caught. And then they tried
I
to
bet you
say
didn't think I knew
everything.
the answer though, did you? You didn't think I knew the answer.
I knew. I figured. I hope you knew. That's what I had confidence in you. I was like, yeah, she got me on that. She got me. But yeah, this kid has defied all the odds. They doubted him. They took him out. He kept his poise, which is hard to do.
Yeah.
When you think because he a 5-star, 4-star when he came in here. He was playing in high school. He playing like, shoot, I'm the man.
Yeah.
Get to Alabama, and then I'm starting, and then I'm not. Then I'm back, and then I'm doing the damn thing. And then the offensive line, I'm gonna tell you what, that offensive line held up. That's the only thing that I was worried about. Georgia in the past has bull rushed us and ran over us and all that, even in the fact that we beat them. But their defensive line was not up to par. Our offensive line beat them, and it was just an all around game. And then just mishaps because we scored 3 touchdowns that they took back.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody realizes that we kind of put a 21 point lead on y'all, but they took them back because of stupid penalties and stuff like that helped y'all, and still y'all couldn't win. So I don't even know if that's even, I can't even call it a struggle. Like,
well, the thing that I don't really like is the fact that like everybody makes it a against Alabama thing, and I'm like, but Texas also got in and they also had a loss. Like, yeah, they beat us, but we also beat the number 1 team. Like, we beat the back-to-back champion. We beat the team that, like you said, has not lost a game in 29, has not lost in 29 games. So that's a lot to be said for.
And they aren't in the playoff.
And this is the thing. Even if Alabama lost and Georgia won, I don't think Florida State would have still got in. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if they would have still got in.
Yeah, they would have got in.
Because Texas is ranked higher. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if they would have still got in. Now, yeah, Texas was ranked higher.
Yeah, but with the one loss.
But I'm saying they still was, Texas is still ranked higher than Alabama. That's what I'm saying. After everything is all said and done, Texas is still ranked higher than Alabama. So what I'm saying is that if Georgia would have won and Alabama would have won, Florida State probably still wouldn't have got in anyway.
Well, I mean, and
just think about that. But like, because Texas, weren't they 3? Was it 3 for Texas?
Yeah, they're number 3. 2,
okay, yeah.
Washington. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
and then 4.
So that's what I'm saying. It would have been Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and probably Texas. I don't think Florida State would have still got in. I'm just saying, I don't think they would have still got in.
I don't know. I just can't believe Georgia
because Texas was still ranked.
Georgia is not the SEC champion. Will always be the one, yeah. But the thing about it is I don't know, because an undefeated season means a lot.
But they still didn't get in, and there's 2 one-loss teams that got in
ahead of them. Exactly.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, Texas was already outranked. Like, Texas was already ahead of Alabama anyway. So that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think they would have still got in.
I think if Alabama would have lost, Texas wouldn't have got in, and Florida State would have, because they beat us. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know what I'm saying, but I really think that they should have been there representing that conference, because it's really.
You think
it's a top 5 program? It's a top 5 above Texas if we had a loss. Now, no. If we had a loss, they should have got in above Texas if we had a loss. But, I really just.
So why only if we would have lost?
I don't know. That's just what I'm going with.
I'm just saying, why would it only matter then?
Texas has the only thing that kept them in that was them beating us, right? So if we had got beat, then that's just that's an open space. It would have been Georgia, Washington,
Georgia, Michigan,
Georgia, Michigan, Washington, and then I think Florida State would have had a very high Yeah, because the only reason we in is because we beat Georgia. Otherwise, we wouldn't. If we had a loss to Georgia, of course we would have been out. So
But Georgia,
that
and that's what I'm saying. But Georgia would have been in.
right, Georgia would have been in. But I don't. I think at that point it'd have been a battle of like I said, because the battle was between Florida State and Alabama, not Florida State and Texas. But if it had been the other way around, it'd been against Florida State versus Texas. I think just based on the fact that they had undefeated season and they had one loss, they would have got in. That's just what I think.
I don't. I still think they would have got in. Now, I don't think they would have got in,
I don't.
regardless. I don't.
Because
That's
again,
why we're the ops. We don't
that's
have to
why we're
agree.
the ops. We don't because of course you know sports and everything. So that's just what it
First
is.
of all,
That's just it.
I be paying attention. I be reading about the sports. I don't really watch them because I believe that when I watch Alabama play, they lose. So I don't watch them. I don't want to
Yeah,
cause problems.
I felt like that too at one point, girl. One time I cut the TV off and went listen on the radio. I said I am making these folks lose, and I went and listened to it on the radio in the car driving around because I couldn't watch. I
Yeah.
was like, it's my fault. I do that with the Titans too, but you know, this year it ain't gonna do with me. Speaking
Yeah,
of, did you see your boy Tannehill? He ain't
no.
even starting, and he is the reason why we lost this game. Do you hear me?
No, I have
He
not.
is this fool couldn't even hold the football for the boy to kick it. You know what? I'm done with him. Like he can, if he's on my team next year, that's not my team. I'm going with the Dolphins. I promise you. I swear. And I've been here for 20 plus years. I've been with this team for 20 years
You just
plus.
gonna jump ship. Just gonna jump ship.
You doggone right. They're not listening to me. And you think I don't tell them? You think I shit? I communicate. They might got me in the crazy file, but I communicate with them motherfuckers, tell them where they fuck up at. So it is what it is. But yeah, that's all I gotta say on that though. But Alabama is in Roll Tide. I think it's gonna be a good game against Michigan on the first day of the new year. Okay. First day of the new year, y'all tune in and watch the Tide versus Michigan. My niece Ayana just got accepted to the University of Michigan for basketball, and she's very torn because she is definitely a Roll Tide fan. So we'll see how that works out for her because I hope we beat their ass. But yeah, she gonna be playing. My baby girl gonna be out there hooping for the University of Michigan next
Oh,
semester. Yeah,
yeah.
buddy.
But that's basketball though, so
Yeah, but
that's
it's still the
different.
school. It's still the
It's
school.
still, but it's still different.
But it's the school. Hello, what's wrong
It's
with you?
still different.
Yeah, you don't know. Yeah, just next. I ain't fooling with you.
Also, shout out to Troy University for being the Sun Belt champion, and also for playing against they'll be in the Birmingham Bowl playing against Duke, and they'll be
Yeah,
the first Sun Belt team that played a Power Five in a bowl game.
yeah,
So
that's what's up. And shout out to Auburn for the Music City Bowl that's being held in Nashville. I don't know who your opponent is, but it doesn't really matter because
well, I
nobody
only really
cares.
mentioned Troy because I went there and I graduated and I have a degree there.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So
that's
I
why
thought we
I
was just
cared.
talking about
That's why I
Alabama
cared. No,
schools.
no, that's why I cared. That's why I cared. I didn't.
Shout out,
So
Troy. Y'all put up with her. If y'all put up with her, y'all deserve to win. Let's go.
that's why I cared. But anyway, so me and you, of course, are friends. We send each other things on social media, and we have sent things as it relates to um, airplanes lately. So one of the first ones was a guy was smoking on the airplane, and his neighbor
Man,
called the
when,
flight attendant.
not that this he out here throwing hey he over here doing all kind of drum major signals and dances and moves trying to get these flight attendants over here like he ain't gonna see him. But anyway, go ahead.
So everybody knows I'm telling. So well, TK feels like that they would have already knew that he was smoking and they would have caught him smoking. See, let me tell you why I'm telling. One, because that's who I am, so I'm telling. Two, I'm telling because I don't like cigarette smoke. Three, I'm telling because the dude went to sleep holding the thing. Like anything could have happened. He could have dropped it, and next thing you know, kaboom, out.
Caveat there.
So yes, I would have told. So clearly you're not telling. So how you feel about that situation in the video you saw?
Let me tell you something right here. The man is on a tube in the sky with other people. You think them people ain't gonna know he's smoking in there? And like I said, caveat, he was asleep. This man just automatically lit up a cigarette, not realizing where he was. And this man over here with his zesty self on the other side talking about, hey, come here. He pushing the thing. You see him pushing the little call button and everything. Can you come? Like, hello? Nobody else was doing that. Nobody. But that's Kim. That would have been Kim. She would have been causing all kind of attention to herself, him, the whole flight. She would have been sending radio signals, smoke signals from his cigarette smoke up there to try to tell the people that he back here smoking like they didn't freaking know. Which is against the law. I'm not saying he was right, but I don't think he realized exactly what he was doing, especially if he lit it and then fell asleep again. He was not fully awake.
But that makes it even more dangerous. And like we're all breathing the same air. You don't know, like there's precautions that has to be taken, because I was on a flight where they were like, you can't have any tree nuts or whatever, and I happened to have something that was a tree nut, and I couldn't eat my tree nuts.
I'm telling on your ass,
because I literally had to Google it. I'm not gonna lie, I had to Google it, and I was like, oh, this thing has coconut. Apparently coconut is a tree nut or something, and I was like, well, I didn't know. So, but yes, so nobody, and not everybody likes, I know you a smoker or was a smoker, but not everybody likes to smoke. And literally, you breathe in the same freaking air. Like, this is not like this is just not even
2 seconds.
Unrecycled air.
He had 2 seconds. 2 seconds of the cigarette lit. And he it wasn't like he smoked the whole cigarette. He lit that cigarette up and he dozing back off. Yes, it was dangerous. Yes, they knew. They was probably preparing themselves of what they finna do and tell this man before, in case he, went off on them or something. Had a fit or whatever. Whatever the situation was, they had to get the air marshal involved. They do not need you or that other man over there causing a scene. Come back here like they didn't freaking know. Like as soon as he lit that up, everybody saw that. Nobody acted like that man, or you would have. Nobody did. They was like,
I saw no problem.
Yeah,
I saw no problem with his actions.
Yeah, which is why I am tripping, because it's like, I mean, I get it. I'm not saying that he shouldn't have said something, but the way he acted was ridiculous. The same way you act when you see an animal and you call him law on the animal, like the animal just had it out against you, like Jesus Christ. Like, I'm talking about, I've seen her, y'all, on a, it's an unleashed animal over here. You get over here. You got it over here now. Like, I have literally seen this take place. Like that is so extra to me. Like, I felt like this dude was so extra and ridiculous, because I'm telling you, he was doing bring it on cheers over there.
He was not doing bring it on cheers.
Yes, he was. He was hey mama, hey, he's smoking. He was doing all this stuff over here trying to get these folks to realize that he's smoking. Like, didn't nobody see that big ass cloud of smoke back there? I'm just saying. I'd have been like, bruh, like, hey, I would have said something to him before I'd have been called a law on him. Like, hey, like, nigga, they finna take you to jail. You better put that out.
I end up finding out that, like, you don't automatically get put out of the, you don't automatically get put on the no-fly list, and you have a fine, and it can vary, and it's also up to the discretion of either the captain or the flight crew or something like that, which I thought was weird, because I just knew you had to go to jail or either had to be on the no-fly.
You wanted them to go to jail. Yeah, she wanted them to be not able to fly and go to prison for smoking on this plane. This is what she wanted for you. I'm telling you, don't never.
It's not that I wanted that. Like, I just don't like cigarette smoke, and I just don't think you don't. But you don't supposed to be. Like, there's signs everywhere. You don't supposed to be. And then he went to sleep. Then he went and like took a nap. That's dangerous.
So that doesn't lead you to believe that he accidentally did it. If it's a habit of his, he was asleep on the plane and was like, oh man, he thought he woke up and was like,
And first of all, nobody should have a habit of smoking and sleeping. Nobody should have I don't care where you at, even if you ain't on an airplane, you should not have
it's
a
not
habit
a smoking
of
and
smoking and
habit.
sleeping.
I'm just saying,
Clearly
like,
he did, because he was like,
he thought he was awake. Right, he thought he was awake because people
but he
sleep
went to
off
sleep.
and have sleep. Yeah, he and as he was holding
That's how
it, so
house fires start.
so he literally wasn't smoking, and he wasn't in the house. He was on the plane. Somebody gonna put
But
that bitch out.
even
right
more
there.
dangerous.
Even more dangerous. Right? Because what? Because I know
that is
but
dangerous.
You gonna tell? I already know. You gonna make a scene. Cause hey, coming over here, but it's okay. But I also want to talk about the armrest and the feet thing because
Oh yes, okay.
as a we all know you don't smoke on a plane. I don't care how bad it is. Don't even vape. Don't do nothing. Whatever stuff is up there, you don't want to set that on fire. Okay, so I don't condone it. I just don't. I would have said something to the man as opposed to the law on him. Like, look, bro, they gonna know it's you anyway. Just put the shit out. But I had there was something I saw where people are having issues with people reclining their seats and putting their feet this way and that way. I just want to know what people are supposed to do in those cramped up tight spaces when they cram 3 people to a row. There shouldn't probably only be for like 1 or 2.
Well, supposedly the armrest in the middle. Mm-hmm. Well, the armrest is for the people in the middle, so they have the armrest.
So they get 2 and we get the 1.
Yeah, because I'm in the window seat, so I'm hanging on the window anyway. Like,
yeah, I get the window. If I'm not at the window, I've only taken 1 middle aisle seat, and that was awful. He and I were roughly the same size, and that just didn't work for the whole flight. But it's all right. We made it work. But I don't recline my seat because I don't know how that affects people. And so I keep myself into, I usually have on a hoodie on a plane because regardless of what time of year it is, it's gonna be cold on a plane. So I tuck, if I do that, I tuck my arms into my hoodie. I'm in there, but I try to keep myself in my seat. These people that lay back, I don't know, I wouldn't imagine that if I did recline the seat, it'd be in somebody's lap because that just wouldn't make sense. Because isn't there a tray table attached to that?
Yeah, but the tray table, you put it out so it can just be tighter on them, I guess, basically.
I just don't know. I've never had an experience where somebody's still. Now, they tell you that you have to put your bag, if you hold a personal bag, you can put it under the seat, but I never do. You're not going to tell me where to put my stuff, and I'm holding on to it, okay? But I wouldn't want to put that underneath somebody's seat to where they can't, move their feet. So I just don't understand how people are complaining about the cramped situation. Because when I'm gonna get the big front seat or get me a first class seat upgrade. Because sometimes you get to the airport, they be like, hey, for $15, you can upgrade to this seat. Bet I'm gonna do that. It's not much more room, but it is.
Yeah.
And it really isn't much more room at all. Like, the first class I've seen on TV, I ain't never seen no first class like that before. You feel me? With the private doors and the code.
That's like probably like long haul, like international travel and stuff like. Well, I guess some domestic is a longer flight.
I've never been on a flight longer than 4 hours, and I won't be because, baby, that's too long to be floating on somebody else's prayers. I just since I don't go back and forth to Boston anymore, I don't fly that much, and I ain't got time. I do not have time for that. It's I done got re-scared. Let's just say that because I when I was in love, I was fearless. I don't care. Now I'm like, I'm gonna stay right here. I'll drive.
I like flying.
I mean, I don't hate it. I hate taking off and landing. So it's just, I mean, if we could just coast, I'd be alright.
It doesn't bother me. The first time I flew, like, I was 17 and I was flying by myself and I cried. I don't care.
Damn.
I cried.
Well, the first time I flew, I was 21, and I was on a free trip from Arby's RTM. Shout out Arby's RTM Corporation to Disney World, and I took a nap because I was doped up. It was an hour flight, dude. Hour flight from Nashville to Orlando, right?
Yeah.
I woke up. I look over here. And they go to the goddamn pilot standing right there in the aisle beside me. And I'm like, what in the hell? Girl, I went off. Like, this was probably one for the record books back in 99. Let's go on and do it right now. Back in 1999, that's the first time I flew, and I went off on the pilot. They had to give me a free drink to calm me down. Because when I got on the plane, he said, hi, I'm so-and-so. I'm the pilot. I was like, okay. And all I know is the pilot fly the plane. Why he back here with me talking to my manager? talking about he had to use the bathroom. Bitch, it's an hour. If you can't hold your goddamn piss for an hour, you don't need to be flying. I went off, Kim, and if you don't believe that, you can ask everybody that I worked with at that time. I went slap off. I told my man, I said, Donald, what the fuck is he doing back here? I was like, why is he back here? He's like, I got co-pilot and autopilot and man, well, you better get your ass over and drive this goddamn plane. I'm talking about that was my first hour flight. How you gonna have to pee during the hour flight? And you got a bathroom up there closer to you. You back here with me.
Maybe somebody was already using it.
You think I got it?
But he's right. They got like autopilot and all this stuff. Like they're not literally manually doing, they're not doing it the whole time.
All I knew was he said, I'm the pilot, and from elementary school and on, I know that the pilot is the one that flies the plane. Now, even if I got cruise control on my damn car, I still got to be sitting right there. Hey, the son of a bitch. But I ain't never been so mad in my life. I don't think I've been that mad ever since. Because I was literally scared. Like, I was terrified to see him back there with me. It wasn't like I'm trying to make a scene or nothing. I just know that when I walked on the plane, he introduced himself to me as the pilot. And I wake up from a doped up stupor. Like, I'm seriously like rolling over like, oh, I'm looking at the clouds like, oh, wow, cool. And I turn my head over. This man standing right there beside me.
That's hilarious.
This is, I swear on everything. That's exactly how it went down. But it took me the rest of them 15 minutes on the flight to calm down. I had to woosah and hoosah. Cause baby, that was not it. And it was so different. That was before the scanners and all that. You know what? I literally walked from the front to the plane. No TSA, nothing like that. None of that. Take your shoes off. None of that. That was 1999.
So speaking of take your shoes off, another thing that me and you shared is the fact that it was a person that decided on the plane to not only take their shoe off, but to prop it up on your armrest. Yes, like the seat in front of this passenger had the feet on your armrest. Baby, listen. He or she would have got all kind of Lysol, baby. And I would have been, hey, forget it. I would have been bring it on. I would have been cheering because you got to move your feet.
That's not illegal.
That's nasty.
That's gross. It is. But you can't call the law on the people for you can Lysol. Now I don't know. Lysol might be a little assault.
No, I
spray directly on the feet.
No, because no. Because that's my armrest at that point. That's my armrest. Cause it was on the window, and that's where I be sitting at.
Did they put the toe print on the window where it said, "Hey"?
No, it was just on the arm. It was just on the armrest, like straight out. And that's not. No, don't do that.
Like if you would have turned your face, your lip would have hit his big toe.
No.
Well, let me tell you something. I don't have a problem with toes and feet. I'd have a problem with strangers' toes and feet. But But if that had happened to me, I definitely would have been. I would probably tickled them. Been like, get your feet off here. Put them back up here again. I'm gonna cut it off. Now, how about that? That's a warning though. That's not assault if you warn them. Say if you put it back up here again, I'm gonna cut it off. But you can't just start spraying somebody's feet with Lysol.
I will be spraying my armrests in my window
But
that
their
I'm
foot is
touching.
right there.
Hey, that's their problem.
It's a footrest at that point. Fuck your arm, is what he said.
That's so oh, that's so nasty
That
because I
is.
don't like feet like that either. Like I really don't like feet
Right.
like that. So I
I get
can't. I
that.
don't want people to put their feet on me and then like a stranger. No.
Now that would bother me. Like, like I said, for those out there that may be concerned, I don't have a problem with feet. But strangers' feet, a stranger, especially if they, and bear. Was it bear? I can't
Yeah, it
remember
was
if it was.
bare feet.
It was
Yeah, it was
bear.
bare
Yeah, I
feet.
thought so.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now
bare
bear.
feet, bare leg, just bare. Mm-mm.
That's one of those. Sir, and I don't know it was a man because it wasn't. It wasn't. No, no.
I don't.
I
I'm
can't
assuming
remember.
it's a man, but I'm not positive.
I'm not either because I don't. I see a man being audacious enough to do that,
Yeah.
but some women they don't give enough. They be like, my feet are beautiful, girl. Who told you that? But I'm just saying, yeah, that is. It's hard. So just in kind, just be respectful of people on an airplane because you're only there for a short time. Nobody wants to be there, but it's the quickest way to get to where you got to go. And it's awful. And unless you have $1 million to fly privately, you're gonna be subjected to some stuff you don't want to see. But if you wouldn't do it to you,
Some people
don't
nasty.
do it to no. Don't
Some
do it
people
to
are
no. Like,
nasty.
but people. But I don't think nobody would want
Some
unwanted
people
feet in their face.
nasty.
But but
But
still,
clearly, you had to think it was okay if you put your feet there.
it's not so much that they
Otherwise,
think it's a,
you wouldn't have did it.
like some people just like I said don't know they're assholes. They don't know that they wouldn't first consider and think that someone would mind that because it's them. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I'm saying. Some people don't realize, but when you tell them, see that's what we have to take up on ourselves to let them know. Get your stinking feet out my face. I don't want them here. Oh, I'm so sorry. You know what I'm saying? They could have been the scenario instead of just randomly spraying them with Lysol and calling the law.
The flight attendant. That's who I would
That's
have called.
that's the law in the air. They swear to me. Every time my mask came down when I flew back in 21, I'm talking and it just flying down. Put your mask up. Put your mask up. Oh, I don't want to tell you again. Put your mask up. But I was about to ready to slap that heifer bird right there, boy. I swear she's the top flight of the flight.
Well, the most important thing that we all need to understand is that have proper manners when you're on a
Yeah,
flight. We're
that's
all in
it.
this space. We're all in this cramped up space. So
Together.
act like you got sense. If it says no smoking, do not smoke. I'm just saying. Don't
I
do
know.
that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put your feet near nobody. Ooh. Cause there are literally people that do like walk around the airplane with like no socks and stuff and like
I've
it's
seen
just
that. I'm not going to say who I've seen that on,
that's
but
just
it happens and it's like the stuff that could possibly be in those little grates and it's grated. It's not even a smooth surface. It's like grated so you don't slip. How you walking on your bare feet with that? But see, they got tough feet, like Flintstone feet. Sometimes, like they used to, they walking on surfaces that we don't walk on like that.
no.
I'm
I
just
used to
saying,
walk
cause
barefoot. Like, and I still walk barefoot, but like I used to.
I,
I would walk barefoot when I'm home.
yeah, on carpet.
No,
I
no,
would.
like I mean, like in Alabama.
Are you talking about outside?
Yeah.
But I don't like wet grass on my feet. So if the grass is, I
Not
can.
wet grass,
Mm-mm,
like yeah, yeah, not
mm-mm.
wet. It's just
I
it's
cannot
creepy.
stand nothing like that. But no, it's people out here in Alabama that will walk in murky water and
Mm-mm.
like creeks. Like, come on, man, put your goddamn shoes on. That's what they give them to us for. That's what they give you shoes for, to wear them outside. But yeah, on in the inside of the house, I rarely have on shoes, carpet, because I like feeling the carpet.
Mm.
But
Well, just know this: if all our listeners, if you are on the airplane with me and you do any of these disrespectful, gross things, I am calling the flight attendant, and I have no problem doing it. Not one issue.
And if you're on the flight with me, I will say something to you before I put you out there with the law. And they consider themselves the law because they will get them wherever the marshal is. Trust me, there's a marshal on every flight. Whether it look like a little old lady, a little old man, or whatever, it's a marshal on there. They will get that marshal on you, and she gonna call them, and they gonna put you in a chokehold. So just know, don't do none of those things on the flight with Spicy K.
So the last segment we have is what has a book, TV show, or movie taught you? And this week is my go. And I was watching Squid Game: The Challenge. It's on Netflix.
Watching
Did
what?
you know Squid Game: The Challenge? It's like a reality TV show from about the Squid Game.
Oh, for real? I saw
Yeah.
something. I thought it was new episodes, but I don't want to watch that.
It's actually pretty good. The finale is tomorrow. I guess it's released tomorrow. So what I kind of learned from this is that, and I guess I'll be telling the story, but hey, it doesn't matter. So, so in one of the scenes, you have the competition where you have to like take the objects out of the little cookie candy dish. You know, there's a circle, there's a triangle, there's an umbrella, and there's a star. So in this particular show, the challenge, they had like leaders, and the leader had to select which object their whole team was going to be able to do. And a lot of people didn't want to do the umbrella because obviously the umbrella is, more difficult than everything else. Personally, I just want to also throw out there, I think the triangle is easier than the circle because at least the triangle is straight up and down, and as opposed to trying to curve some stuff. But that's neither here nor there.
Y'all comment if you know what she's talking about because I'm so confused. I'm listening.
So, what ended up happening is that people, instead of taking a chance to potentially go further in the game by selecting the umbrella, they would rather eliminate everybody that was the leader in that round, including themselves, instead of
Bastards.
so basically you're giving yourself no chance as opposed to giving yourself a chance. And I feel like a lot of people do that. A lot of people out here just basically, like they say, shoot yourself in the foot. And I think that's odd. I think that's odd that you would rather not
Play
have
safe.
any chance at all than to have a chance to continue to be able, because like obviously I think the jackpot goal is like $4.5 million.
But is it not strategy?
What's the strategy? You going home. If you don't select something, you going home.
I'm asking. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, is it okay? So, well, yeah, then yeah, they give
You
up.
see what I'm saying? Like, therefore, you're not giving yourself any option, because so what originally happened is the first 4 people went, and the guy nobody wanted to go to the umbrella, and he was like, I'm not going to stand in front of the umbrella. I'm not going to stand, and nobody knew exactly what was happening. And come to find out, you got eliminated. All 4 of y'all got eliminated. So then it was the next round again. The same people was like, well, I'm not choosing the umbrella, thinking that somebody else was going to select it to stay in the game. But no one did. So therefore, all of them got eliminated from the game. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, you literally gave yourself no chance because you were too afraid. And who's to say? There's plenty of people that break their little candy thing, so they get put out with the circle. They get put out with the triangle. They get put out with the star. First of all, I think the star is hard as well. So they're getting put out for all of these things, and I'm like, you literally gave yourself no chance, because who's to say that you couldn't successfully remove this umbrella, because people have successfully moved the umbrella out of the little candy dish.
Well, this has inspired me to watch it because I have no clue what the umbrella is, the star, the reference, why they didn't pick
Did you
one,
not
and I
watch the
think they
original
should have.
Squid Game?
I did. I watched the
It was on
series,
the.
but I
It was,
don't.
yeah. It was on the sweet. It was on the original as well. Like the little candy dish. It was like in a little tin, round tin, aluminum looking
Hmm.
tin thingy, and they had to like
But you,
basically get the shape out
yeah. But
to
what I'm
go
saying is,
further.
you're saying. I thought you were saying that they were selecting one to do a challenge,
No, it's
and they had
called the
to
Squid
complete.
Game, the challenge. So
Oh,
the
okay.
object is to win. Like the grand prize is 4.5 million. Four point
Whoa.
five million dollars. That's what I'm saying. You would literally not take a chance in knowing that you're going to be put out. And then, of course, the people in the back are wanting you to do this because the more people that get kicked out, the better their chances are.
Do, do they not die? Because in the Squid Games they died.
Well, they got shot, but it wasn't like they're not going to die because it's like it was just paint, like a
No,
paintball
no,
type
no, no, no,
thing.
no, no. Oh, okay. I was
So
gonna
they're
say,
still
wait a
alive
minute.
because it's a reality show.
Okay.
Come on,
I mean, is
they're
it real? That's
alive.
what I'm saying. Is it real people? Like I haven't.
Yeah, it's
I
real people.
thought.
It's real people.
Okay, I'm thinking it's the like the show was. You
Yeah,
know, like them motherfuckers died. What you mean?
yeah. So yeah, but I just think that, like I said, I just think that some people would rather not take a chance and not do something just out of fear. But if the end result is that you're not gonna win anything anyway, why not take a chance? Why not give yourself a fighting
Right.
chance instead of giving yourself no chance at all? So
If I ain't gonna die, shoot, I would definitely try. Wouldn't you?
yeah,
For
I
four
would have
point
did it.
five mil.
I would have stood because if I knew I was gonna automatically be eliminated, yes, go ahead.
Lord, these
Let
people.
me figure out how to get an umbrella out before I decide to be eliminated because $4.5 million, that's a lot of money to win.
I think I'm
So
gonna put a little more effort into it for 4.5.
exactly.
Now 4.2 I might not, but 4.5. Oh yeah, I'm gonna try.
Oh, you're a hot mess. You are a hot mess. You are a hot mess.
I
But
am.
anyway,
I'm back.
this is episode 36 in the books. This is your girl, Spicy K.
And I'm TK.
And we're the
Peace.
ops, and we're telling it all,
Telling
and
it
we
all.
are out of here.